Good evening, St. Augustine, and welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show without Mike Davis. Terribly sorry. He is traveling in parts unknown. I just get a text from his wife on occasion that she's heading out of town, and that's how I find out that I'm hosting the show, guys. We're super professional. All of our processes are totally in place here. We're going to make a little bit of money. Powell Heating and Air Conditioning, their dedication to customer service has been evident in everything that they do from the moment they answer your call until the time they leave your home. They have been working to make you comfortable and confident for the 39 years they've been a locally owned business. With their fleet of 10 plus trucks, a 15,000 square foot warehouse stocked with parts and equipment, they are ready to serve you around the clock. They service all heating and air conditioning brands, and their emergency service is always open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, including nights, weekends, and holidays. For all your air conditioning needs, Powell Heating and Air Conditioning. We also have Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine. Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. They have been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out online today at bozardford.com or head on down there, have dinner at Ford's Garage, have a Jiffy Burger. It's delicious. We have A to Z. They offer free estimates and have been serving St. Johns County for over 20 years in the construction industry. They have painted metal roofs for saltwater area homes with warranties for up to 25 years. They do shingle roofs for warranties for up to 50 years. They install tile roofing, cedar shake, shingles, designer roofing, and flat roof coverings. Recent job photos with material descriptions can be seen at A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing.com. Chuck McCone and his team will make sure that your roof is perfect for the next storm. I'm sorry. Let's step into the world of support and healing with Epic Behavioral Healthcare. For over 50 years, Epic has been a beacon of hope for our community, providing compassionate care for those touched with substance use or mental health disorders. Whether you're a kid, teen, adult, couple, or family, Epic is here to lend a helping hand. With a range of programs tailored to meet diverse needs, Epic offers accessible solutions for everyone, from their walk-in access center to their mobile response team, from inpatient detoxification to outpatient counseling. Epic provides comprehensive care every step of the way. Their services include psychiatric evaluations, medication management, medication-assisted treatment, care coordination, peer support, suicide prevention training, parenting education, and much, much more. Epic's impact doesn't stop there. They are proud to be at the heart of St. Augustine, coordinating beloved community events like Taste of St. Augustine, the Flower and Garden Expo, and Ancient City Kids Day. It's their honor to serve our community, offering help and hope to those in need. Join Epic on this journey of empowerment and transformation. Together, they can make a difference. Epic Behavioral Healthcare, where compassion meets commitment. Now, folks, we have paid the bills and we are ready for a fantastic show. We have our regular co-host. Welcome, Levi.
Hello. Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We missed last week because of the hurricane.
Yeah, how'd you guys fare in the hurricane?
Honestly, I get so sad when we miss this because I have nothing else to look forward to during my week. This is my favorite time of the week. No, we did all right during the hurricane. We lost a few shingles in my neighborhood, but I've become an expert roofer since the last two hurricanes. So
DIY in your roof?
I'm DIY everything, baby.
I mean, call Chuck McCone. He can check it out for you. Make sure you did it okay.
Mike gave me a few pointers, so.
All right, that's good. How was Ethan able to continue streaming through the storm? Did
Evan?
you guys lose power?
Yeah.
Evan?
Yeah.
See, you're the more brother to me.
So, Evan was able to continue streaming. We have it set up with like double fail backups in case that happens, but we didn't even lose power. So,
I lost power for 10 hours. You're
really?
lucky.
Yeah, I got lucky. We didn't lose power.
Aren't you on the beach?
No, actually, I'm not. My parents are on the beach.
Okay.
I'm on just off 207.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you're not too far from
I grew up in a flood zone, so I was like, I'm avoiding flood zone with my house at all cost. I flooded during 2 hurricanes when I was younger. So
yeah, that's a lot. I've been blessed. I've never flooded. I've been through a lot of storms. So. You're a Florida boy. You're St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, born and raised, baby.
Yeah. I'm Florida. I'm not St. Augustine, born and raised, but I am Florida.
What's nice about us in like the northeastern part, I actually saw this meme the other day. It's actually really funny. It says, I think the Jaguars sold their future of their franchise, like being good, to not get hit by the hurricanes. and it had like where all the hurricanes, all the major ones have hit in Florida, and Jacksonville's just like tucked away in this little cove in Northeast Florida.
Thank you for your service, Jaguars.
Yeah, the Jags suck, but at least we don't get hit head on, guys.
So there's a different explanation for that, but I'll take that for it. It gives me an explanation.
I actually know the scientific explanation with the Gulf Stream and all that. Yeah. But the Jaguars one's way more fun.
It's way more fun. I saw a meme about the Jaguars loss that whoever wins the game in London gets to come home and the other one has to stay there. Everybody was like, learn to love tea, Jaguars.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my word. Such a mess. But we have some great guests. They're returning guests. They're new to you, but they're my old friends.
New to me.
Thank you so much, Meredith, for coming back. We also have Chad. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Recovery RX, we love to have you guys on, and it's an important time of year for you guys. So catch us up on Recovery RX and the work that you guys have been doing, the new updates with Recovery RX.
Sure.
Okay. So last year you had us on right before our major fundraiser. And at that fundraiser, we raised $150,000 with the goal in mind of opening our first recovery living home for men in recovery from substance and process addictions. So we took those funds, started immediately looking for houses in January, found some vacant land, well, almost vacant land. There was a mobile home falling down on it. But we were able to purchase that with another extra donation we got from a private donor. So that was April. And we purchased a manufactured home in July that will be delivered in the next days to the property. So we're opening up in next month, hopefully mid-month, early month.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So Chad, this has been a big dream of yours for a long time.
It has.
How do you feel coming to reality?
I feel great. We've had some challenges, but like you said, this has been 6 years in the making. This has been my dream. I didn't know. I mean, I knew that our team had the ability, but it never seemed real until recently.
Yeah.
And our ability now, I think once we get this first one under our belt, all the lessons that we've learned, our ability now to serve this community is going to just skyrocket.
Awesome. So where is this land? Is it St. Johns County? Where is it?
It's in St. Augustine. We felt we wanted to start here in St. Johns County. St. Johns County has been a big support to us so far, so we're starting here. And it's down off of 207.
Okay.
We're keeping the actual address a little bit, private just for anonymity purposes. But yeah, off of 207.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
St.
a
Augustine.
great area.
It is.
It's very central to the county. It's central to St.
Plenty to
Augustine.
do.
That's
Plenty
awesome.
of resources nearby.
Yeah.
So
So you've got the land in place. You've got how many? Just one home on its way?
One home on its way. Yeah.
Awesome.
We got just under an acre out there off 207, which was a huge blessing to be able to find a piece of property that nice, that size in the fastest growing part of St. Johns County.
Yeah, absolutely.
Close to all the resources for our clients, close to family court, close to probation, close to the VA clinic, all those things that our people might need. And that was really important to us. And we searched for months and months, and this place just fell in our lap, as it happens, when you get out of the way and let God take charge.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's amazing. You mentioned Veterans Resources. Home Again St. John's is an organization that's very close to this show's heart. Mike Davis is very involved with that.
Yeah.
He and Troy just worked with the Veterans Council to get the Veterans Village up on the island. And it was one of those conversations with people from the Veterans Council, and it just sort of happened. The grants fell in place. And like you say, like when you're standing where God wants you to be, things just sort of fall into place. You don't even quite know how it happened.
Goosebumps. Love it.
Right? That's awesome. So you've got the new home. Do you have people ready to move in? You were looking for staff to staff it. I know that was part of the conversation at the last event.
Right.
So how's that going?
Well, we, as God would do it, he placed the perfect guy in our laps to be the house manager.
Awesome.
He'll be in charge of really creating the supportive culture for the guys, and making sure they stick to the policies and procedures and holding them accountable. And so we're really excited to have him on board.
Awesome.
And otherwise, yeah, just going through certifications and everything like that, making sure we're ready as soon as the home is ready.
Yeah. I imagine that's got to be wild. There's got to be some bureaucracy there, right? That certifications, you said, like,
yeah.
There's been some challenges.
Yeah.
that's a whole thing to navigate.
The whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that in and of itself is a miracle.
Yeah. It really is a miracle. And I can speak specifically to what Meredith has had to go through to prepare herself for this process as the administrator.
Yeah.
And to be able to pull off what we have been able to pull off in 12 months is not because of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You got a good one there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah.
No doubt.
All right. So we've kind of mentioned the event last year. It's Scars Under the Stars.
Mhm.
I was there. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Such a powerful night. My whole family was there. We had 3 generations of my family
We love
at the event. It was great. There were amazing stories of recovery that, I mean, not everyone walks through substance abuse addiction and the types of addiction that you guys deal with, but everyone has their vice that they're trying to fight, right?
Certainly.
So hearing the stories from those that you've helped through Recovery RX was incredibly inspiring for me and my family. Are there any stories that you'd like to share tonight?
Well, just to sort of be, just to be, conscientious of people's anonymity. We have a couple of huge success stories so far. We have some new speakers this year. They're going to come and speak in person, which I think is going to be even more powerful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we have seen people completely turn their lives around. We have 2 people in particular that we worked with pretty early on who were in liver failure, and they were on a transplant list. But we were able to get them paired with the right resources, and ultimately within about 6 months, and one guy about 6 months, one guy about a year, they were removed from the transplant list because they were able to get they found that gift of desperation. And a lot of times it takes the threat of death to turn an addict around, but it happened for these two guys, and they're still in touch with the program to today, still thriving, still sober, still healthy. And that's just a couple examples. A lot of them aren't that dramatic, but I know as a person in recovery myself that just getting free of that misery and just desperation that is alcoholism and addiction is a miracle in itself.
Absolutely. And I think that really speaks to the holistic approach that you guys take, is you don't just look at, okay, you've been sober X number of days. You really seem to look at the person where we hear about addictive personalities, but kind of replace bad habits with healthy habits. And that's really important for longevity of recovery. So would you like to speak a little bit about your approach?
Yeah, we feel very strongly about what you just said. In early recovery, well, even in active addiction, working out consistently was one of the few good things that I had going at the time. And especially in early recovery, it was definitely a crutch for me to replace the time I spent in addiction with something positive. Yeah. And we definitely feel like it's important to share that with our clients. And that's why all of our clients will be provided a gym membership or a yoga membership or a martial arts or something like that, so that they can have that one positive sort of nudge in the right direction. Yep. That could, be a cascade effect for other positive, healthy choices.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for someone like me who just found out about Recovery RX, and maybe some of our newer viewers who don't know what Recovery RX is, what is y'all's mission statement and what is y'all's goal that you aim to do with the nonprofit?
So, just a little background. When I achieved 1 year sobriety myself, I knew I had to find a way that I could give back to this community, because recovery and sobriety in particular just gave me a life better than I could have ever imagined. So I just started I knew one area that I could add value was to help people with fitness. Mm-hmm. So I started hosting free community workouts. And then a guy who was in my initial group, sort of in my initial little community, ran back into trouble and needed some help. So I self-funded a t-shirt drive to support him going back to treatment. And that went so well I said to myself, well, I'm just going to keep repeating that process. So I did. And then I decided to establish a 501c3. So I did. And then Meredith came into my life, who had a lot of experience in the nonprofit world. And she was able to legitimize us more and help us grow. And our mission is to, number one, meet people where they're at. Exactly what Amanda just said. Somebody may need residential treatment. Somebody may just need a detox to break the cycle. Somebody may just need a safe landing place after they've been incarcerated or in an inpatient facility. And that's where our sober living facilities are going to come in, so that they can come into a positive community full of people just like them who have no room to judge them. Be comfortable, be happy and healthy, but also be held accountable to do the right things because we love them so much. And this is so important to me. I feel like the way that I'm going to love these folks is by holding them accountable and not letting them off the hook when they slip. Now, that might look like different things. It may look like going back to treatment. It may look like a counseling session. It may look like some increase in randomized drug tests and that sort of thing. But in our home, we're all going to hold each other accountable. And that starts with us, and it starts with our house manager.
Awesome. And accountability is huge, right? Like, I
agree.
So many times people are struggling in life and everyone around them has given up on them. And sometimes it takes a little bit of what I like to call tough love.
Sure.
My girlfriend calls it me being mean, but the tough love, it helps a lot of people fight through that step that they don't think they can make it through.
Sure.
And that's where that accountability comes in, especially with the teamwork and the accountability combined. You can really achieve miracles out of that.
Agreed.
And so I love to hear that you guys are doing something like that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right. And you're talking about a new fundraising event. It's second annual Scars Under the Stars.
Yep.
It's going to be at Tringali Barn again. Let's talk about that.
This year's goal is to raise $250,000 because we want to repeat the process for women of St. Johns County.
Okay.
I'll tell you, going through this process, getting ready to open this men's house, women have just come out of the woodwork. And it's painfully obvious that I thought women were pretty well supported, women in recovery here in this county, but we're finding right and left that there's more women out there that need help and need these resources and need a positive place to land after treatment as they get their lives back together. And there can be more. And so that's why we're stepping in. We feel God really shoving us right in this direction. And so we're leaning all in, and we're hoping to beat last year's amount raised with supporting women this year.
Awesome.
That's an amazing goal. I mean, I've heard you tell your story and your heart to be able to expand that out, repeat the process, and to really offer help to everybody is just beautiful. And it's amazing how fast the momentum has really taken hold so that you can grow your vision. Would this be to expand at the same property or additional property, additional houses? Separate?
Yeah, additional property, additional houses. The property we have right now is zoned for only one residential structure. So, and plus you want to keep guys and girls separate for early recovery too. So
that's good.
So we'll start our own little women's little compound out there and give them some love and support as well as the men.
That's awesome. All right. So let's talk about this event so we can raise you some money.
Yeah.
It's at Tringali Barn. Are the Tringali family, is that one of your supporters? They were a partner last year, right?
Yes.
Yep. They donated the space again for us this year to use.
Awesome. Yeah, the gentleman that owns that property in that barn has been a huge supporter and a great friend to us. And we can't thank him enough.
Absolutely.
The She family, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Chris.
So last year it was multi-generational. Like I said, 3 generations of my family were there. Is it the same sort of event this year? Same kind of vibe?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Completely family friendly. There'll be yard games and lots of fun things for little folks to keep busy. Great food. Our food this year is being provided by Gringo's Tacos.
Awesome.
And their catering wing. And that was another huge blessing for us, because the more money we can save with things like that, the more money we can use to serve our clients. So
absolutely.
And tickets, we kept costs low because we want it to be
want
a
everybody to come.
event.
We want anybody that wants to come.
$25 for a single, $85 for 4, $175 for a table of 8.
Yeah. I mean, it is an affordable event, and it's a great night. I mean, that's how we were able to bring our whole family last year, is that you did keep costs low, and that enabled people to give more, I really feel.
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful location. If you haven't been to Tringali Barn, have you been?
I have been. I've been to weddings there.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. For a fall night, it's a beautiful location. There's water, there's lush landscape, beautiful barn. But you also had one of my kids' favorite things at the event last year was the signature mocktails. I mean, my kids loved that they could just go up and they could have a lovely drink handed to them from the bar.
Yeah.
So are there going to be signature mocktails again?
We got mixed reviews on them.
Yeah.
So, no, we decided to skip the mocktails this year. But we're going to have tea and lemonade and water.
But I personally would like to thank your child for being as into that as I was, because I thought that was the best part, too. It's gonna be a little more family style this year. But
I had a bunch of them. So
they were delicious.
Yeah.
I can't remember. There was like was there a lavender one and then like a cucumber one?
I know there was a cucumber one.
Yeah.
He's all about cucumber.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you on the mocktails.
Yeah.
So there was music, there were slideshows, there was a silent auction. Will there be another silent auction?
Oh, yes. We're up
a lot of good
at
stuff.
over 30 items now.
Oh, wow.
What do we have? We have a brand new Rhino
We
surfboard.
do. Brand new
Oh, wow.
surfboard. I bought fins, a pad, and a brand new creature's leash for it. So it's going to be a great little setup for
That's
somebody.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
6.0 shortboard board.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We've got, let's see, a luxury vacation. We've got just chocolates from Whetstone. So, I mean, we've got covering all the price ranges. And there's a
2
lot.
beautiful bags from Go Ruck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Some Le Creuset again. Man, lots of stuff.
Lots of
Jewelry.
stuff. Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, there's jewelry.
Of course,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
jewelry.
You got
Yeah.
jewelry. You got the Nettles family
Yeah,
involved.
we've got a great board member.
There were beautiful pieces there last year.
Mhm.
There was,
Yep.
put our name down on it,
Thank
but
you,
we didn't
Clay
make
Nettles.
He knows
it. We
it.
didn't make it.
That guy knows what he's doing. Nettles Fine Jewelry.
Yes.
He's a good guy. So this is so exciting. Mike's actually going to get to go this year.
Yeah.
He's so sad that he missed this interview. Like I said, Darcy let us know they were traveling. But Mike and Darcy invited us to their table this year. My parents are going to be traveling, so we're not going to have the whole family there, but I'll get to crash the Davis table.
Yay.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Darcy is now a member of our board. She came on at the start of this year.
That seems like a really perfect fit for
Yeah.
Darcy.
It's proven to be pretty great.
She's the best.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
We're big Darcy fans.
Yeah, we are all big Darcy fans. I'm here because I love Darcy. Mike's okay. I mean, let's just
Love
be
you
real.
too, Mike.
He knows I like him. He likes to rag me. So if you can't go to the event, there's a donate page I see on your website. Underneath the give tab. Where do we buy tickets for the event?
Under the events tab.
Okay.
myscarsaremyarmor.org/events.
There we go.
Yeah.
Events tab.
Yeah.
There we go. Buy your tickets here.
Yep.
Tickets are very affordable. You get to hang out with all of the hooligans on this show.
Yeah.
Are you coming? You need to come.
What's the date again?
It's October 24th. It's 6
Next
to 9.
Thursday.
Yeah. So it's Thursday a week.
Yep.
It's going to be tough for me to come on the 24th. The 24th is my birthday.
Oh.
And
Oh, right on.
Party for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Listen,
Celebration.
if I knew about this, I would totally have done that. But my girlfriend, she does these
Yeah.
big plans, you know.
Aw.
But
Yeah.
no, we will support in other ways. I'll be sure to definitely post all the links to the events and everything on my social
Appreciate
media.
Thank you.
And we'll talk about maybe getting my brother's stream involved.
That'd be awesome.
My brother and I do professional live streaming for a living. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So we work with. He does professional video gaming, as you can see. I have all the gaming
okay. I
stuff
get it.
on.
Right on.
Okay.
But a lot of gamers, they need something like this.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And any way we can get the word out, we'd love to help. So
Well, thank you. That'd be huge.
do you still do the group workouts and stuff like that?
We do, and
Okay.
I appreciate you asking that. We do. We alternate months, Meredith and I. We do
Okay.
1 month at CrossFit 904, just north of St. Johns County in Jacksonville,
Mhm.
and she does the alternate month here at Trinity Episcopal Church downtown. She does yoga.
Okay, nice. Nice. I might have to attend the yoga classes. I've been telling my girlfriend we need to get back into yoga. I did a 30-day yoga challenge one time with the hot yoga. And I kid you not, after like week 2, I was dreading that class more than I dreaded football practice.
Sure.
It was tough, man.
It is hard.
People say yoga is just stretching, but
they are wrong.
I disagree.
Go do a 30-day challenge and tell me it's just stretching.
That's intense.
Yeah.
30 days hot yoga.
30 days every morning at 6 a.m.
But she does a very accessible, intentionally accessible class for newcomers and anything in between.
So I'm not going to be in child's pose the whole time.
You can if you want to. I always say, whatever your body needs. I don't care if you just lay there and fall asleep. It's fine.
I'll save you a spot in the back of the room. That's where I hang out. Do what I can.
Yeah, we actually have our next Sober Saturday workout at CrossFit 904 on October 26th. So the Saturday after our fundraiser. And a friend of the program is actually hosting this one. So
that's awesome.
Nice.
Which is my favorite thing when folks that we've worked with in the past and just friends of the program in general come back and serve.
Yeah.
And it's huge for us.
And not only are you helping people get over addiction, you're also helping them get into something that's going to make their life better for the longevity of their life. I mean, fitness is such a cornerstone of longevity and health, and it's lost really in today's world.
Well, it's the original antidepressant.
It is.
I mean, being active clears your brain, and there's dopamine and like all of the things that you want to be in balance are in balance because of exercise.
100%.
All of the science is there. And so it's not just about, which you do, it's not just about the mental element, it's also the physical element. And once you start getting people regulated on a basic chemical level through exercise, then it makes saying no to that drink or that temptation, it makes it so much easier.
Absolutely.
And you're increasing community, so people know who to call if they're struggling in a moment. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it develops a cohesiveness and teamwork. It gives you those small wins. So you get a daily exercise done, it's a small win.
Yep.
And any win is a good win. So especially on the road to recovery. And I just love the fact when she told me y'all were coming on and I went and looked at the website and it was fitness involved. Fitness has been my whole life. So that's amazing to see someone in our community doing something like this. So kudos to y'all.
Thank you very much.
I knew this was going to be a good one.
I was so excited. When you sent me the link, I was like, oh, yes.
They're like, can we come on this week? And I was like, okay, we can do it with Levi or we can do it on, Bollock's trivia night. And like, Levi's got to have it.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So we talked about Epic Behavioral Healthcare. They're one of our partners on this show. And I just really feel like this would be a great organization for you guys to partner with. Have you heard from Epic? Have you had any communication with them?
Well, we did. We were vendors at their recovery fair a couple weeks ago.
They were just on the show talking about that.
Yes, and I have reached out to them to see if they would like to sponsor the event.
Awesome.
And so just waiting to hear back on that. But yes, we love Epic.
And we have a lot of respect for them too. They're our biggest resource here in St. Johns County for people that come to us who need a little help.
That's awesome.
Getting into treatment.
That's great. Community organizations helping each other out and serving the community through those connections is brilliant. I love that you guys were at the recovery fair. How was that for your day?
That was a fun one.
It's
a really fun one. Yeah.
We've been 3 years in a row now, 3 out of the 4 that they've been doing it. And it's just, I'm just blown away every time I'm there at how many resources there are, how much support there is out there. When you're deep in the hole, you feel like you're all alone. But no, there's so many people who want to help you get out of there.
You just have to know who they are. And that's one of the beautiful things about what you guys do. That's one of the beautiful things about Epic Behavioral Healthcare is that you're trying to get out amongst people so people know where to go.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, there can be all the help in the world, but if they don't know,
then gotta get the word out.
Yeah. And so we're so glad that you guys can come on so that you could share what you're doing. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about Scars Under the Stars, Tringali Barn, October 24th, 6 to 9. Get your tickets online. Give us that website again.
myscarsaремyarmor.org. And the tickets are on the /events.
All right.
On the events tab.
Awesome. All right, so give us the 30-second elevator pitch why people need to be at this event.
So we would just love for everyone to come out and support us and also just to learn about us. I think that you said it best, that there are a lot of resources, but when you're in that first transition period where you're ready to try, it is so overwhelming to try to navigate that on your own. And one of the big things we do is resource pairing.
Yeah.
But we have to have funds to do that with.
Mm-hmm.
And the more we can keep our community tight with our community partners and with our own homes here in St. Johns County, the better our outcomes are going to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to do all those things, we have to have the support of organizations. We have to have the support of individuals. And ultimately, we just have to be funded.
Absolutely. Any last words from you, Meredith, on the Scars from the Armor, or my Scars Under the Stars event?
It's just going to be a great time. Last year, I can't tell you how many times tears came to my eyes just with the overwhelming love and support of everybody there. It was a real celebration of recovery and celebration of support, and I'm ready for goosebumps and tears again this year.
Yeah.
It really is a powerful night.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, the setting is beautiful. That gets you in that space of being a little introspective and just feeling small because the space is so grand.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I mean, it's humble, but it's grand. You're in a beautiful example of God's creation. And so just knowing that we're all one or two decisions away from needing help, and you guys are there, and you're meeting up with people, you're linking arms, and you're helping to replace bad habits with good habits, and not just, awesome, you've done your 28 days, go off and be fine. You're helping people walk it out, and that's brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, we also have merch. I love merch, wearing merch.
Same.
You guys have some shirts?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, we're twins.
Yeah.
You've got one as well.
I do,
Yeah.
long
The
sleeve.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the
Long
long sleeve.
It's just in time for the fall.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hoodies.
Yep.
Got
Oh yeah, you have the hoodie.
hoodies,
So
too.
I love that. I'm getting the green shirt. I'll show everybody in pictures. I'm a merch girl. I've got a problem. I'm just gonna say.
Same.
I mean, I love a good t-shirt.
Same.
And you guys have a great selection. I'm going through all the pictures that you sent me. There we go. See, it worked this time. All right, so you're in the long sleeve. I'm going to buy this top middle, the green one. I'm totally getting that one. You've got the hoodie. Your shirts are so soft. That's the thing. Like, they're so
we like
soft.
comfy shirts.
The art on them is beautiful.
Thank you.
They have the MSAMA. My scars are my armor. So talk a little bit about what that means.
That's all him.
It was, I was early on, I was just looking for a way to sort of just, a summation of what, how I felt about my recovery. And being the type of person that I am, which I think a lot of men can relate to, it was very painful for me to admit my powerlessness over alcohol. But I thought, I came to feel that it was very important for me to be open about my situation so that other people could see that that recovery is possible, and you can be happy and healthy and successful and also an alcoholic. And I thought that phrase just summed it up perfectly, that, I feel like as hard as it is not to regret the life that I led before sobriety, I know that I wouldn't be where I am now if I hadn't gone through that.
Yeah. And that's profound, because we don't want to go through hard times, but I know I've gone through crazy stuff that informed my life and gave me better insight to be able to help others that might be following a path that I had gone down or found themselves in similar distress that I had found myself in. So, it's amazing what God can do.
Yes.
What he can do. He can take rubble, he can take the ashes of us not following his path, and he can turn it into something so beautiful. And in this case, your model of not just replacing bad habits with good, but you really model serving others. Do you want to talk a little bit about your encouraging others to help in the community?
So anyone who is educated or has experience in the sort of the 12-step model of recovery knows that service is a big tenet. And I knew just from my whole adult life has revolved around service. Even as selfish as I was in addiction, I was in the military, went right into the fire service, and now I do this. So I've always been drawn to service. It's just what speaks to me is what makes me feel good. If something else made me feel good as this, I'd probably do that. But it doesn't. Service does. So I knew that service was going to be the foundation for my program. And I also have to be honest when I say that this is just as much for me as it is for anybody that I ever help, because this is what helps keep me sober.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of men, particularly who are wired in the same way that I am, can find a lot of value in getting outside themselves and learning how to not be selfish and put others first. Because addiction is a very, very selfish thing, and I think that adds to the guilt and the shame and the misery of the whole process. And when you can break free of that and learn how to serve, I think that's one big step into lasting recovery.
Yeah. I mean, the servant's heart is kind of countercultural right now, right? Like we spend, so much of our time on screens and in selfie mode and checking how we look and showing the world what we're doing. And really, I think it's a re-education that I can speak for millennials, a lot of millennials need is just, we want to serve and we want to live for something bigger than ourselves. We don't really always know how.
Sure.
And stepping out of that box that's hard. And so giving a model to people so that they have an avenue to serve, even if it's something small, it's a muscle that you can work out as well.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Completely
Well
agree.
said. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've been a yoga instructor now for how long?
Oh, about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Close to 2 years. Yeah.
So how are you loving it?
Love it.
Yeah.
I it's kind of my side gig. It's my fun side gig. Recovery RX has definitely become a much bigger part of my life, my working life this year, and my service life, of course, too. But being able to bring yoga into our workouts has really been. It's been a beautiful thing. I always like to say he's the one who kicks butts, and then I'm zen everybody down.
Yeah. It's a nice balance.
It's a nice balance.
Yeah.
It's a nice balance.
And I'll tell you, one of the beautiful things I love about yoga is just when you get there, no matter what you have going on outside before you get there, I guarantee you won't be able to think about a single other thing as you're going through the practice. Yeah. It forces you to really tune into your breath, tune into your body, what you're feeling, really allows you the time to get introspective and just be.
Yeah.
And, in recovery too, if you're going through withdrawals or a craving, just being able to sit down and center yourself, not even doing any poses or anything, just being able to connect to your breath, your body, and acknowledge what you're feeling and just let it go. It's been a fun thing to add.
That's awesome. And I imagine just knowing you personally that's gotta really speak to your soul and your heart, watching people kind of walk in tense and overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah.
And just leave so zen that I could just see that being something that really feeds
quite
you.
often, we lay down in Shavasana at the end, and then we make our way to seated and close out. A lot of times they're still just laying there. Yes, I'm namasteing. They're still just laying there. And I'm like, yes, I did good.
I gotta say, the last time I was really consistent with yoga was prenatal yoga with a wonderful woman named Nancy who's passed on. But she was it created such an amazing space to just be able to be and really recenter. And it kept me sane when I was pregnant with my third child, chasing after 2 more.
There's something about this yoga thing.
And the yoga has been more popular even than the workouts with people who are actually in a facility.
Yeah.
Because it's not far-fetched to think that that's probably the only time that day or that week that those people have relaxed.
Yeah. I mean, the studies on it are profound, right?
Yeah.
We live in such an attention economy where we have all this dopamine at the tip of our fingers with our phone. To be able to set that aside, take, even if it's 5 to 10 minutes, to be able to sit down, focus on your breath, focus on your breathing, focus on, like you said, introspective. It can change the chemical makeup of your brain for the better.
Yeah.
And to incorporate that with the fitness, with the yoga, to help people recover from the things that they're struggling with is just so awesome. And to be able to, it's God's will. So it's so great what you guys are doing. I just love it.
So we've just come out of, isn't September Recovery Month?
Yes.
It is.
All right. And you had a big event in September.
We did.
September 20th, you had the 4x4x48. What is that? a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy people
Yeah.
too,
I got
if you ask me.
We have
Chad
a
being
numbers
one.
thing on this show. Everyone knows numbers aren't my favorite. Talk to me about 448.
Sure. So 2 years ago, a friend of the program, a personal friend of mine, but also someone that we have supported in the past, wanted to do something to show support for the organization. So he is a big distance runner. Literally, he is a huge man and also a distance runner. But David Goggins, if you're familiar, started the things that, sort of get people excited about fitness. Is you run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. Comes out to 48 miles.
Yeah.
So we did that last year. It really, our partners at CrossFit 904 just really took it and ran with it. Not only did we do a run every 4 hours for 48 hours, they also hosted a CrossFit Hero workout that's named after generally a military person or a police officer who died in the line of duty. So hugely emotional on every level. A good handful of people completed the whole thing. Not everyone ran, but as many people that ran, that many more did a workout every 4 hours for 48 hours. So you can imagine it's not an easy feat.
No.
And we were just so blown away by the support and how much fun we actually had that we wanted to do it again this year. And same thing, it was even bigger than this year. Last year we raised even more money, had even more people come out. And the way that CrossFit 904 and our friends structured it was that you could just come for one workout or one run if you wanted to. We charged a small fee. We were able to sell our merchandise. We were able to witness the people. We had a recovery meeting right in the middle of it. And it was just a really powerful experience. Like that is where I thrive when things aren't easy. It's when I start to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
So it was really powerful for me, and to feel supported and all those things. It was just an incredible experience. And I think 12 of us completed the whole thing.
It was either 12 or 13.
12 or 13, 14 maybe. No disrespect to anyone who did it and didn't make it. But yeah, we had people coming in and out. We had people doing other things, and it was just amazing. We slept on the ground. People brought in food for us, brought in snacks for us. It was just, I met some people there for the first time that are going to be lifelong friends, like the guy who donated the surfboard for us.
That's awesome.
Just one of those, just numerous situations like that. Had another guy reach out today who wanted to learn more about getting involved with the organization who learned about us from the run. So it's just things like that just, I've just learned to just trust God that he's going to put me where he needs me. And just to stop fighting and stop trying to figure out things for myself and just let him take control.
Was this the first year you've done the 4x4x48?
Second year.
Second year.
Yes,
okay.
second year.
3 years ago, I have a friend who's a recovering addict, and I sponsored a leg of his 4x4x48. I'm not sure what it was with.
It could very well be the same people that came to ours that I met and got to form a relationship with. Another men's group here in town.
Yeah, and I ran one leg with him of it.
Yeah.
With no training for it whatsoever, because I don't do distance running. But and the leg I chose was over the Volano Bridge. Whew.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I completed it, but my body was hurting for about a week after that.
Over the bridge.
I believe it. I've thrown up off that bridge. Bike ride.
Yeah, I'm just not a distance runner. I play basketball, so everything's short and fast.
It's a beautiful bridge, but it might as well be Mount Everest when you're trying to run over it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was for me one day. My husband's like, we're going to do smoothies. I'm going to leave you on this bike ride. It's going to be amazing.
Really?
I mean, I survived. But like some commuters got to see something lovely off of the bridge. I'm sorry.
And we've done a couple workouts at that bridge too.
Yeah.
Not the Volano, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the Palm Valley. I'm thinking Palm Valley.
Palm
Yeah.
Valley.
Similar experience.
Yes.
Boy. So I haven't gotten to see you since the summer. You got pinned division chief, sir.
I did. Yep. I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How many years of service is that now?
So August of this year was my 20th year in the business. And then I have 4 years now, a little over 4 years now with my new department at Marion County. And, just continuing to use the things that I've learned in recovery to make me useful to them as well. And just recovery and the things that I've learned and my growing faith has just made me a better husband, a better firefighter, a better leader of this organization, and just a better man in general. And that is just, I am just on fire to share that with other people, because I truly believe that a person who feels purposeless is really one of the saddest things.
Yeah. I mean, and they're the most susceptible to temptations.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Absolutely.
And being on the front lines as a first responder, I mean, first responders go through so much, and we talk a lot about mental health, but whether it's stigma or not, it's hard to be the strong one that's responding first off to incredibly tragic and hard situations, and to process that. And there can be all the help offered that you want. You still have to process it. So I know that addiction rates are unfortunately very high among first responders. Do you find being in that community, it helps you to help others not go down that path?
I really do. I think that it's not by mistake that I found myself in the line of work that I'm in. Mm-hmm. And it was another big driving factor that I felt it and have seen the impact that drugs and alcohol are having on the firefighter and first responder community. And I think that, and to me, it makes it even more important to be vocal about my situation and my recovery, so that other people can see that it's not something that they have to be ashamed of. Mm-hmm. I mentioned it earlier, and I use it a lot in my testimony, that it was a very hard transition for me to spend all day on shift, 24 hours on shift, solving other people's problems for them, and knowing when I got off shift in the morning, I couldn't manage my own life because of alcohol. And, but once I got over that, I realized that through God's grace, I have been very successful in my life, and I've achieved a lot of things. And recovery has only added to that. It's made me appreciate those things more. It's made it to where I'm not doing those challenges, and I'm not trying to achieve things to fill an empty hole in myself. I'm doing them now from a place of joy.
Yeah.
And that I want to add more value.
Because that's something that a lot of people are trying to do, whether they're trying to fill a hole with alcohol, drugs, phone use. I mean, people fall into gambling addictions. I mean, we all have pain that we're dealing with at different levels maybe, but we're looking to fill that void.
Sure.
And there's, the common trope that everyone has the God-shaped hole, and, you can fill it with faith, but and God can do all things. You might need someone to help you find that way. Right?
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
I love that you guys are willing to come right along with people, link arms, and help to show them a path out.
I appreciate you saying that. I actually just had this conversation with a guy last night. Meredith and I were on the phone with a sponsee till about 9:00 last night, trying to get him the resources that he needs. And we were able to, praise God. But I lost my train of thought, but yeah.
Yeah, filling that hole. And that
filling the hole, yeah.
So there's lots of ways that people can get involved with Recovery RX. They can come to your workouts. Where can they find those workouts? How do they know when they're happening?
Once again, on our event page, myscarsaremyarmor.org/events. We post everything we've got coming up there. And usually in the last quarter of the year, just with holidays and everything like that, we usually back off doing our workouts. Mm-hmm. So we were thrilled when somebody stepped up and said he wanted to lead one for us this month. We're like, yeah, thank you.
That's awesome.
So we might do a yoga next month. It's still up in the air, but stay up on our social media, Facebook and Instagram as well, Recovery RX Corp. That's where we keep everything.
And the merch, we got to tell people where to shop. That's on your event or your website as well.
Yes.
myscarsaremyarmor.org. There is a shop button. You can hit that and you can get these awesome, and we've talked about it before, but I just love the traditional tattoo style art that you have for your logos. And you've got a new one, the Hard Luck Athletes. That's the skull design. That one's really cool.
Yep.
That's my husband's going to want that one.
Awesome. We'll save him one.
He's a memento mori guy. So it's got a skull on it. He's looking at it. And there's also the Give tab where you can, even if you can't come to the event, Levi, there's a donate tab right there on the website. You've got mailing address where people can send you checks, like actual physical forms of payment.
Yes. We have online payments set up, and you can always mail a check too.
Awesome. There's so many ways to get involved. What would be your next call to action? I would imagine you're asking for people's prayers in the work that you're doing, that you have a successful event.
Mm-hmm.
What's your next call to action for our audience? What do you want them to do next?
Talk about us.
Yes.
Share about us.
That's it.
Tell your own stories.
Okay.
You know, I like to say that shame dies when we tell our stories in public places.
Yeah.
Shed your armor, show your vulnerability. You never know who's next to you who might need to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is beautiful. And I think that's a perfect spot to mic drop that on. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yes, thank you all for coming in.
It's always so good to see the Belgers. Thank you, Meredith and Chad. Thank you, Levi, for joining me for the conversation.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here and a part of it. And I love what y'all are doing, and we'll share it with everyone we know.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for joining us for this conversation. Go to myscarsaремyarmor.org and get involved. Buy a t-shirt, donate some money, buy your tickets. Come party with us next week. We're going to be at Tringali Barn, and we're going to be sharing in this event. It really is. It's fun. It's also powerful. I believe you've kicked the cord on my button, so I can't end the show.
Oh.
So we're going to talk until that gets plugged in again. Yeah, right there.
Sorry, it's my size 13
That's all right. Big giant man in studio.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Thank you guys again for joining. MyScarsAreMyArmor.org. Find them on Facebook, Instagram. Support these guys. They're doing amazing work, much needed work.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you guys so much.
See y'all.